I have to admit, a few years ago, when I would see people write things on social media like, if you believe X, unfriend me now, it bothered me. I thought that it showed a lack of charity, and I don't know, a lack of interest in engaging with those who see the world differently than maybe you see it, but who might not be bad people. However, I've got to say, I've become uh, less tolerant lately, and I'm not saying that's a good thing, uh, but it's what has happened. Um, and I just want to make clear a few things here as far as what I feel like I can tolerate from others and what I feel like I cannot tolerate from others with regard to certain things that are going on in the world right now. First of all, if you're someone who has gotten the vaccine, I want to say, or the Baj, sorry, the Baj. If you've gotten the Baj, the jab backwards, um, then I'm cool with you. I don't have a problem with you. We all have to make up our own minds. I don't hold that against you. Okay. Um, so want to make that clear. If you are someone who got the Baj and who thinks that the Baj is generally speaking a good thing and that others should get it, but who doesn't believe that there should be forced mandates whereby people lose their jobs if they don't get it, then I don't have a problem with you either. We disagree, but we can work out our differences. And, I'm not going to tell you to unfriend me now. If you think that people should be forced out of their jobs if they don't get the Baj, then I'm not terribly interested in being in any kind of relationship with you. So unfriend me now if that is you. I doubt that's you because I wouldn't think you'd be following this channel or following me if it were so. I've also got to say, even though Australia is a long way away from me, it's on the other side of the world. I, I am completely and totally appalled by what's happening there, and the police state that it's become, the thuggish behavior of the police, the totalitarian way that especially the provinces where Sydney and Melbourne are, the way that things are being run there, especially, um, and things are just out of control in Australia right now. And I've got to say, if anyone uh, wants to think that what's happening down there, down under, right now, is a good thing, and that the police are behaving in a way that they should be behaving, that the government is responding reasonably to this crisis, this health crisis. Um, if you're somebody like that, if those are your beliefs, then I've got to say, see ya. Don't want to, wouldn't want to be, wouldn't want to talk to you. Okay. Um. So that would be a hard line. A hard line I would draw here. Uh, let's see. Is there any wiggle room with Australia? I don't know. Australia is kind of a litmus test for me. If you're somebody who's not appalled by it, I guess I'm okay with you if you're just not aware of what's going on down there and you don't have much of an opinion because you haven't really been paying attention. That's okay. We don't all have to be up on all the crappy things that are happening in other countries. Uh, so, but if you're aware of it and you think it's a good thing, and you jeer at protesters who get like the old woman who got her hip broken when the thuggy police knocked her down, and squirted mace in her eyes. If you're somebody like that, get out of here. If you think this health crisis is a real crisis, the so-called health crisis is a real crisis and not just a opportunity that's being used, a pretext that's being used for totalitarian-minded, powerful people to impose their will and set forth their agenda. If you believe that, but you are open-minded, that maybe there's more going on than meets the eye, then I'm cool with you being here. Again, if you think that the Baj is good, but that it shouldn't be forced on people, and people shouldn't have to be forced to violate their conscience or their sense of their sense of goodwill. Their sense of good sense, I guess I should say. Their doubts concerning this stuff that they want to shoot into us. Again, as long as you're not on the side of mandatory, making it mandatory is good, and we really need to step it up with the mandatory, making it mandatory. Then again, we're okay. So if you think lockdowns are good and are justified, if you think forced masking is good and is justified, well, I'm not going to say you've definitely got to get out of here, but I would say we probably don't have a lot in common. So maybe we should stay away from each other. But I could see coming to those kinds of conclusions and still not being just this sort of angry, vindictive, hateful kind of person that I see so many on the pro-lockdown side becoming. So those are some ground rules, I suppose. I used to not be like this at all. I used to think anybody who said, if you believe X, then unfriend me now. I remember people were doing that with Trump. A lot of, up until 2015, I had plenty of friends who would call themselves liberals, but we got along okay on Facebook back when I was on Facebook. But they started just getting really nasty and really very unwilling to see subtlety or nuance or anything of that nature if somebody was voting in a way that they didn't care for, that they didn't believe in. I hope I'll never be I hope I'll never be as categorical in my anathematizings as that, but unfortunately, certain things have come to light that I absolutely cannot live with, and I do have certain standards here. So there you go. Let me know what y'all think. My name's Andy Nowicki. Check out my work at altrightnovelist.com, and you can see my latest book, The Insurrectionist. You can find it at terrorhousepress.com.